But after a couple of hours we see that Yuki was really good at cleaning as he left everything shining again, although he still lamented a bit about the location of his new home as it was too ugly. And not just ugly. Just then, a shui appeared to eat him, but the protective barrier did its job and didn't let it pass. At that moment, Nei approached the protagonist to ask him to be careful outside, as her 7th squad is in the southwest area of Mato, the area where, unfortunately, more shikis appear than anywhere else. And even though Yuki still didn't understand much about Mato, Neil explained to him that he is in a parallel dimension that is as big as all of Tokyo, and Mato is divided into 10 different zones, each with its own anti-demon defense force, just like they are from the 7th zone. Thanks to this explanation, Yuki understood more about his new home, so he thanked Nei, who had no problem teaching him everything she knows. But he wasn't sure if he could get used to a little elementary school girl being his mentor. But either way, he wanted to know what they would do with the demon that had just appeared. Nei simply said that there's no problem in ignoring it, as the barrier will keep it away. But quickly, a wave of bullets fell on the monster. From Yari, who wanted to know why Nei was wasting time talking instead of working, although Yuki was more worried about his life, as those bullets were very close to them. Yari asked him not to underestimate his abilities, as if he believed it. 2 meters underground wouldn't have many problems eliminating him. But at the moment the girl left with Nei and asked Yuki to cook, he made the bad decision to speak to her in a rude tone, which would anger Yari even more, as she couldn't believe that a man like him, who was given the privilege of living in their dormitories, eating their food, and being protected by their barrier, would have that attitude. So Yuki quickly realized that not everything would be rosy. But still, we see the delicious food that Yuki prepared, which was quickly praised by Sushu, as everything was delicious, which would brighten the protagonist's day, especially when the team captain was happy to have well-distributed food. Even Yari, despite having just fought with him, asked for more food, along with Nei, who asked the young man to teach her how to cook, words that simply made the new caretaker of the house happy. But when it came time to serve more food, Yuki remembered his main goal, which was to be a great hero. But for now, he is more on the path of being the star caretaker of the 7th squad, so he reminded Kyoka that they made a deal where he would help on the battlefield with his power, and since he was already keeping his word at home, he wanted to know when he would have to fight, but Kyoka simply told him that she would use him when necessary, so for now, he would have to wait for her call and continue focusing on household chores. But such orders are almost disputed by Yuki, as Yari pointed a sword at his neck, reminding him that he shouldn't even be in that place. So Kyoka calmed the situation by admitting that it's true that those dormitories are only for women, so she can understand that some of them feel uncomfortable with him, but a caretaker is necessary for the home. In addition, his transformation will be useful in difficult times, so the captain asked that they treat him kindly if possible, but also ordered all the girls that if he makes a mistake or misbehaves, they should not hesitate to inform her, as she, as captain and master, will fulfill her role and ensure that he never becomes a problem again. These were the words that all the girls in the squad agreed upon, except for Yuki, of course, but Sushu seemed to be the one who trusted him the most. However, when night came, Yuki had to stay late, finishing cleaning one of the surveillance towers. Unfortunately, or fortunately for him, it had a direct view of the girls' bathroom. He saw Himari's body in all its glory, which scared him a lot because he knew that if he was discovered, the girls would eliminate him. So when Yuki heard a strange noise, he looked directly at the tower where apparently no one was, but in reality, he didn't know that Sushu was watching him. She had managed to shrink her body to avoid being seen, but when she returned to her original size, she took advantage of the fact that the young man was in a very compromising position to take a compromising photo of him in the tower with 2 girls bathing behind him. Sushu showed him the photo, assuring him that this is what really motivates men. However, the young man claimed that it was all a misunderstanding, but in that moment, Sushu only thought about her commander and what she would do if she saw that photo, so Yuki didn't hesitate to negotiate so that no one would see that photo, which made Sushu happy because she had an offer for the boy. The only way she wouldn't leak that photo was if he became her slave, but Yuki couldn't believe that he would now be a slave twice. Still, we see that Sushu read manga, but she had the problem that they were so exciting that she wanted something with more action and adventure. as those things excited her even more. And although Yuki knew he was in trouble, he knew that by having his phone close by, there was a possibility of deleting his photo from the girl's phone. Otherwise, she would intimidate him for the rest of his life. But when the girl accidentally threw her phone, we see that the young man didn't hesitate to take the opportunity to delete his photo. But to his misfortune, Sushu was testing him and asked him to stop being so perverted, as he was holding her underwear, which made the boy blush. But Sushu asked him not to get upset, as she was just joking with him. But Yuki asked her if she had a problem with him touching her underwear, to which Sushu said no, as she simply sees him as a pet. Plus, he is the caretaker of the house, so there is no problem with him touching her underwear. For Yuki's misfortune, when he tried to check a piece of underwear, he ended up with another photo against him from Sushu, who now seemed like she would be his mistress forever. But when the young man finally finished with Sushu, he encountered Kyoka training Yari, who was nowhere near as powerful as her captain. But when a Shook appeared near them, Kyoka defeated it using just her arms and a killer kick, which scared Yuki but delighted Yari, as she saw a combo from her captain up close. Still, Yuki's fear didn't go away, as those blows could fall on him if those compromising photos were exposed. But at that moment, Nei appeared with news, informing them that she and Yari would soon be leaving the dormitory as they have an important meeting to attend, so he and Sushu will be alone, and it will be their duty to watch over. Although Yuki wanted to refuse, Nei assured him that Sushu is a really nice person, so he has nothing to be afraid of. Although deep down, we see that he does have something to be afraid of. So when all the girls left, Sushu ordered the young man to give her a massage all over her body, which only managed to anger him, although the view wasn't bad at all, so he decided to stay a little longer. Shushu recognized that her massages were out of this world, so Yuki revealed to her that she used to give them to her older brother. Shushu said she didn't know he had an older sister and quickly mentioned that she was the oldest of 3 sisters. Although she grew up without a father and attended an all-girls school her whole life, she never spoke to a boy, which is why she decided to follow him all the time. This also led her to have a good photograph of him. Although Yuki thought it was all crazy, Shushu had a different opinion because having fun is the most important thing to her. That's the main reason she moved here, as she was looking for fun. But suddenly, Shushu wanted to play video games with a peculiar rule. The loser would have to remove 1 piece of clothing for each battle they lost. This motivated Yuki, but when he saw that Shushu was extremely good at playing video games, he ended up practically naked and now had to remove everything. But not wanting to do so, Shushu ended up becoming a giant, as she would have to move Yuki first. But when she finally saw what our protagonist had, she simply started laughing at how small he was. At that moment, they started hearing a strange tremor, and when they went outside, they saw a giant demon attacking their magic barrier. But without the girls nearby, Shushu had to take care of the situation by becoming a giant to fight the demon until they practically defeated it with ease. But to their bad luck, another, much larger demon was hiding, and after an attack to Shushu's chest, we see that despite wanting to become bigger, she can't activate her ability. The demons didn't miss this opportunity and joined forces to finish off the member of the demon house. Seeing her from a distance, Yuki knew he had to transform somehow to help her. Remembering that he licked the captain's hand, he went straight for her clothes, as with the same logic, he should be able to transform. Although he almost succeeded, he knew he had to find clothes that would provoke him even more. When he found the commander's boots, he went straight to the battlefield to lick one of them and transform. But in those moments, Shushu continued to fight despite knowing she would soon lose. But when she saw Yuki halfway transformed and ordered him to stay still because she would save him, she didn't hesitate to obey. With just 2 transformation punches, we see how she defeated the great monster. However, this doesn't change the fact that she can't move now. Luckily, she fell in a very soft place, but Shushu still brought him down without getting angry, assuring him that forcing a transformation is too foolish. But Yuki only said he wanted to be the hero, although when Shushu looked at him again, she noticed another transformation in his body. So Yuki explained that he didn't know he didn't bring any clothes and what happens when there's too much excitement, leaving Shushu intrigued. But later, when the girls returned, the captain had to give Yuki a massage because the transformation left him without strength. but Yuki wanted to know if it wouldn't be better to fix the cracks in the barrier, as another monster could appear. But Kyoka revealed that as long as a crack isn't too big, the barrier can repair itself. However, since Shushu couldn't handle the monsters alone, the captain ordered her to thank Yuki. But when they were alone, Shushu showed him a strangely perfect photo of the two of them, making it impossible for them to separate. But in those moments, in another anti-demon group, we see how their barrier is completely destroyed, and a group of anti-demons tries to stop a strange demon, which ends up trapping two of them and easily defeating the last one with a single blow. Just as Shuki was about to devour the girl, a strange woman who seemed to control the demons ordered her to stop because she had just sensed an unexpected presence. Her new mission is to go where Yuki is, as the strange woman is eager to pay him a visit.